Greetings, friends, greetings, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Pteranodon Media's Show and Tell What the Hell. And today we are talking Marvel Legends. And I wanted to bust out our friend Nightcrawler. Very excited to get this Nightcrawler. And yeah, pretty cool figure here. And we're going to bust him open. I really don't care too much about the package, but let's take a look at this wave here. I've already started to see these pop up. Yeah, it's actually going to be a Build-A-Figure Wendigo. I can't wait to build this guy and put him together. Not sure which I don't know which one's going to be the hard one to find. I did see Boom Boom and Mr. Sinister out in the stores already, but I opted for Nightcrawler just because this is a wonderful figure, and I also want to do a comparison with the original Toybiz Nightcrawler. So let's get this sucker out of the package. I'm going to show you how I like to go about doing it when I am going to discard the package and don't really care about it too much. And as you can see here, he's got an extra hand, just one extra hand it seems, and three heads. Very interesting. And he's also got a scimitar. The new Marvel Legends have this weird little plastic on top. His tail is taped down. Excuse the noise. And here's your Wendigo arm. Let's take a look at that. The hand just popped up. Woo! And it looks very similar to the Sasquatch arm, except the hands are different. But the forearm hair, very much like my forearm hair, is the same. So is the upper arm, down to the vein, and shoulder. So it reuses a lot of the Wendigo parts, which is cool. I'm glad they put a use to that. So let's discard this over here, put that there, and take a look at the figure. And as you can see, he's got a lot of the modern Marvel Legends articulation, a lot of new molding. Not my favorite look for Nightcrawler here, as far as the head goes, but still well done. The tail is it's not a bendy tail. It's just a tail. You can maneuver it around. You can put him behind him, but it is not one of those bendy tails that the original, I believe, had. He has a closed fist, and I thought this is the one where you could actually pry. Maybe you could still pry that sword in there. Yeah, that is the one. Because otherwise, you get a fist that looks like, or not a fist, but a hand that looks like he's pointing, or just reaching out for something. What are you reaching out for? So let's put that in real quick just so you can get an idea. You know, what would have been nice is if they gave him a little BAMF effect, since he is a teleporter. But this is the traditional Nightcrawler costume, and I am so glad that it came with this. It would have been cool to give him a little pirate hat. He's always been one of my more favorite characters. Now, let's take a look at the other heads here. I'm so glad they included these other heads here. Let's go to the angry teleporting attack mode head. And what's pretty cool about it here, they gave him the darkened eye area. You know, there was just a little effect they gave him back in the old John Byrne, Chris Claremont days. And yes, Nightcrawler. When I was a kid, I started picking up these X-Men comics in the mid-'80s. And I remember I even had a miniature that my dad had painted. But I started reading the X-Men comics in the mid-'80s, and Nightcrawler always used to freak me out. This actually would be a great figure to have, like some sort of what do you call it, like a flight stand or something. There's no peg or anything at the back, but you know, we can make it figure it out and make it work. So there's his pissed off head alongside the serene, serious head. Now, it almost looks like he has little pupils in there, but in the sculpt, Let me see if I can find, not little bit here. I don't know if it's just the paint, but let me try to get him here with what I feel might be my preferred. Oh, there you go. My preferred Nightcrawler look. You're going to have to pry open the hand just a little bit and get his scimitar sword in there. Oh, Kurt Wagner. Always been a very sympathetic character. He's always been pretty deep and a perfect example of what the X-Men represent. And yeah, there you go. That's the look I'm looking for with a Nightcrawler figure. Just very classic X-Men, and very posable, very, very nice figure. I mean, for 20 bucks, you get these nice little extra accessories. Very worth the price, I think. And just, as I like to put it sometimes, Hasbro knocked it out of the park. Yes, very beautiful figure. I really like it. Now, let's bust out the original Toybiz Nightcrawler. Not the original 90s one. I have no idea where that one went. But, and this one I see is a little yellowed and dusty. But, nonetheless, we're going to put him right next to him, side by side. Now, I already got like some his feet are a lot longer here in this one. I guess it was to help keep them balanced. And these feet are articulated. So a lot of people still prefer the Toybiz. And nowadays they are in the minority. The plastic just feels way better on the Hasbro. And gone are the days where people where the vast majority would say, well, Toybiz was way better. Now, you can't put the sword on this guy's head, nor can you remove his head. No, I mean, if you really want to go and customize it. But it's, to me, a definite improvement. When I first saw that this guy was actually coming out, I said, well, why do I need another Nightcrawler? I got a perfectly awesome Nightcrawler figure. But I have to say, I'm glad I purchased this, because this one is, it's at this point seems a little tiny bit dated. Now, he does have his ankle rockers. This guy's got some good ankle. Well, does he have ankle articulation? Yeah, he does. He does have ankle articulation. So they both got ankle articulations, and you can see that our method of toy building and toy making and articulation has come a long way since the Toybiz one was initially released. Now, this one still has a bendy tail. You can still bend the original tail to however you want. It doesn't have a hole in the back. It does have, they both have feet pegs. Not like Hasbro's making a bunch of stuff to put their feet in. But, in case you do, have some sort of stands. That'll work out. Let me get this guy stood up a little straight here. I would have liked an open mouth smile Nightcrawler, but that might just be asking a little too much at this point. I'm happy and content with what I got. This is an A+ figure. You don't get too many of those, and I am really happy that I picked them up. So what do you folks think? Now, here's another thing. This guy does have finger articulation, and also has swivels on his forearms. Everything else is pretty similar. See, he does have waist articulation, ab crunches, somewhat of an ab crunch here, and but I actually do prefer the face on the new one. This one reminds me more of the comic book. So it's very cool. Now, if you want to put the sword on this one, I'm pretty sure we could figure out a way to do that. Let's try that. Let's try that out. Try it out. Kind of wedge it in there, and you can kind of figure it out if you want. Yeah, you can still do that. So, yeah, those are your two Nightcrawler figures. Toybiz versus Hasbro. I think they're still very good figures, both of them. But this is a somewhat of an improvement in some respects. But there's a lot of things in the Hasbro that I still like. I think the face is pretty interesting. I'm still trying to figure out who it looks like. Who does it look like to you? Anyway, folks, that is my little review here with the new X-Force Hasbro Nightcrawler Wendigo Build-A-Figure series. And you can start picking them up at Target or ordering them online if you wish. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to do the stuff that people like people to do. Anyway, folks, take care. We'll see you later on.